Hey, what's up, guys? This is your boy Toddy Walnuts coming at you with another video. It's been kind of a hectic past few days, and I thought maybe some of you can use a little bit of a distraction. So I came up with this impromptu video. I'm going to show you guys my Frank Sinatra collection. It's a very modest collection, but a collection I'm very proud of. There are a couple pieces I'm missing, but I will show you guys everything that I have. I'm here tonight with a couple of guests. I have Miss Hannah. She's looking for a place to get comfortable. And Miss Heidi. And I want to know how you guys are doing. How's everybody out there? We don't really talk about politics on this channel, but I want you guys to know out there that no matter which way you lean in this whole political mess, everything is going to end up okay. We all have to stick together, and we will get through this. Whether you like it or not, it's not going to change. I'm not here on my soapbox preaching to you guys. I'm helping myself to understand what's going on, and I'm hoping that you guys out there aren't taking this too hard, or in some cases gloating and bragging about it. I think that's about enough on that topic, but I'm thinking about you guys out there. I really hope everybody is okay. And let's get into my Frank Sinatra collection. I do have a DVD box set. I have some Blu-rays. I have some CDs. I have a box set we'll talk about. This is the Dean Martin Celebrity Roast box set from Time Life, but there is a DVD in there for Frank Sinatra. I have a couple of LPs. I have the figure. I have shown that off recently, but I want to get everything Frank Sinatra related into one video in case there are people out there who don't watch every single video I put out, which I don't blame you. And my crown jewel in my collection. This is a limited box set in a leather briefcase for everything that Frank Sinatra put out on Reprise Records. And we'll do that one last. And I also do have a poster. And some of you longtime viewers may remember I had that hanging in my garage. I went out there and got it tonight, just before I recorded this video, cleaned it up, and I'll show you guys that near the end. Let's get into the DVD box set that I have. And I purchased this at Barnes & Noble many years ago, probably over a decade ago. There was another little box that I had. It was 3 movies in snapper cases with Sinatra written in red. I can't find that. I know it's here somewhere, but unfortunately it won't be in this video. But this is the box set called Frank Sinatra, They Were Very Good Years. This came out in 2003 from a company called Passport Video. And as you can see, even though this has rarely been viewed or even handled, you can see that it has a lot of shelf wear and tear on it. Even though I take really good care of my things, this box set isn't exactly the greatest protector for this beautiful collection here. And DVD 1 is called Episode 1, The Bobby Sox Years, which is approximately 50 minutes. Episode 2 is called The Hollywood Years. DVD 2 has Hollywood the second time around, when Frank made his comeback. Episode 4 is called The Swinging Years. Episode 5 is in his later years. We got the Vintage Years and Frank Sinatra Memorial. Now, my favorite Sinatra years were the very early years. And when Frank was on his A game, there's not too many people in the history of music that could touch his vocal range. And he was definitely one of the best entertainers and male crooners, singers of all time. He's easily one of my favorites. And let's take a look and see what's in this box set here. Like I said, this is kind of a chintzy, kind of a paper thin box set. I try not to handle this. This one's actually on display in my living room on some of the shelves I have out there. It sits way at the top. So it was a little bit dusty. I carefully wiped her off and So let's kind of take a look here at these DVDs. Yeah, Frank was not only was he a good singer, but I thought he was a great dancer and a great actor as well. He was a triple threat. He was one of the early blockbuster entertainers of his day. These are all full frame. These are 4:3 aspect ratio, and the quality is not the greatest, but it's still a fun watch. You really don't need to have 4K quality when you're watching some of these Sinatra, some of these DVDs from his early years and stuff like that. But that is the Frank Sinatra They Were Very Good Years box set. Let's move on to the next piece. I think next we will get into the CDs, and besides this box set that I have here, I do have 3 other standalone editions. And I am a huge fan of Christmas music. I really love Christmas music. Sometimes the music stations in my area start playing it a little too early though for my liking. For example, today is Saturday as I'm recording this. I went to get groceries yesterday on Friday, and as I was walking through the aisles, I can hear over the loudspeaker, "Baby It's Cold Outside," which is a Christmas song already. And the ironic thing about that is I live in Wisconsin, where it's winter like 6 months around the year. Literally, I mean 6 months we have snow and ice. But for the past couple days it's been in the 70s, which is pretty crazy for November. And this is the Frank Sinatra, the Christmas album. And you can take a look at the back. I'm not going to go through every title, but it has a lot of the classics. And you can see number 13, "Baby It's Cold Outside." He also did "White Christmas," which was a huge Bing Crosby hit. But not too many people have CDs anymore. A lot of things nowadays are digital, but I still like to keep physical media, and I have quite a bit of CDs still in my collection. But there are some of the other singers you can get. All classic and great singers in their own right. And the next one is the very best of the Rat Pack. Everybody has heard of the Rat Pack, and these guys were cool. They don't make music like this anymore. These guys were all great. They were all great standalone singers, and they were a super group when they came together. Even Joey Bishop and Peter Lawford were great singers, but these 3 guys were giants right here. This is Sammy Davis Jr., Old Blue Eyes Frank Sinatra, and Dean Martin. And you can see that there are 18 of their greatest hits as the Rat Pack. If you want to pause that and check it out, I'm going to keep moving. This was in my car for the longest time. I listened to this over and over and over, and it's a great CD. And the last one is called The Very Best of Frank Sinatra. This was put out by on Reprise, the same as this box set here. This is his very best. It comes with a little booklet. Let's see if I can pull this out without messing it up. This is a 2-disc set. There's disc 1. And disc 2 is on the back. It's got a little swing tray there. And there you can see the tracking, track listing, and I'd be curious to hear if there are any Frank Sinatra fans out there watching this, and if so, what is your favorite Sinatra song or your favorite 3? There's so many good ones. And then this little booklet here has a lot of write-ups and some photos about Sinatra. And we will pause now and get into the Blu-rays. So there are quite a few Sinatra movies out there. He's been, acting and singing since the 50s and 40s even. One of the notable movies that I don't have is a Criterion release called The Manchurian Candidate that was put out in 1962. And that's pretty affordable still. It's in print, I think, with the Barnes & Noble sale going on right now, or even on Amazon and eBay. It's very affordable. I think I've seen it for like 20 to 25 bucks. I could probably get that one used in good condition. But this first one here is called Pal Joey, put up by Twilight Time, limited to 3,000, as all of Twilight Time releases are. I picked this up on a Twilight Time sale a few years ago, maybe 3, 4, 5 years ago, and they were almost giving this one away. It was a kind of a, I don't want to say it was a poor seller, but they had stock for a long time on this movie. And then when it finally went out of print, and of course Twilight Time is not even in existence anymore, technically, you can find this on the secondary market for $100 now. And I think I paid maybe $10 or around there, give or take, during one of the sales. And this is pretty much just it's a musical. You got to be in the right frame of mind to watch these kind of movies, but I do like these from time to time. And it says here on the back, it is a swiftly moving, cheerful adult musical. But it's just like to me, it's like the Gene Kelly movies and some of the Jimmy Cagney movies even. He was a dancer too. And these guys were all around entertainers. So the next one is called Kings Go Forth. They're calling this the limited edition series, but like I said, all of these were limited edition. They were all limited to 3,000. And this is a giant duo of Frank Sinatra and Tony Curtis in the 1958 movie about American soldiers in World War II France falling in love with the same woman. And the third and last Blu-ray, which is a shame. I should have more Sinatra on Blu-ray or even DVD. But like I said, I'll be getting the Manchurian Candidate soon, and there's a couple of others that I'll be getting to the collection. But this is called The Detective. This one came out in 1968. And he's a no-nonsense kind of a cop. And he's investigating a disturbing homicide. And he's going through problems in his marriage during this movie. Not in real life, but in the movie. So that is The Detective, Pal Joey, and Kings Go Forth. Let's take a look at the vinyl that I have. The first one here, of the two that I have, is a re-release of A Swingin' Affair. This is the 50th anniversary edition, put out by Capitol Records. I purchased this off of a Facebook group a couple of years ago, and it was a really weird promotion that they had. This came from the Netherlands, I believe, right there. So it was made in the Netherlands. But I believe it was a U.S. seller who was selling these, and they claimed that if you only pay for shipping, they will send this to you for free, basically. So you're paying for shipping, and I believe shipping was like $10. Okay, so I sent this off. I read some of the comments. Some people said it was legit. Some people were saying it's probably a scam. For $10, I was willing to roll the dice, and I got this beautiful edition here. I'm sorry, it's the 60th anniversary, not 50th. And this is the 180-gram vinyl, which is a little bit thicker. I believe regular albums from this time period were 120 gram, and they were a little bit thinner, and they were more apt to warp and then skip. But with these heavier, thicker vinyl records, it spins a lot better. So, and that was a no-no what I just did. You should never dump your record, not even onto a blanket. Let me pause this for a second and fix this. So there is that old school black vinyl look. I think it looks great with that dark gray Capitol sticker in the middle. And then here is the replica cover, the movie, The album came out in 1957, so this is actually 63 years old now. Bought this a couple years ago. And there you can see the track listing. And there's the young chairman of the board, old blue eyes. See some of the tags there at the bottom. Capitol Records, Universal, Sinatra Signature. And that is that for a swingin' affair, and we will look at the next one. The next one here is the Ultimate Sinatra, which is a 2-record set. It came out in 2015, so I've had this now for about 5 years. And this has a beautiful gatefold. Looks like that picture is from 1957. It says there at the bottom in small type. There you can see some of the song listings for record 1, side 1 and 2, and then record 2, side 3 and 4. And you can see if you look at the gatefold, they used to have huge productions. You know, they would have a band and brass and everything in the recording booth with these guys. And then there again on the back you can see the track listing. I believe these are black vinyl. Let me pause it for a minute. Not really much to see, so I'm only going to pull out just the one record, but it still looks beautiful. I love the way that black vinyl looks. Such a classic retro feel. But that is the Ultimate Sinatra, which was released in 2015. And there they are, side by side. The next item is from the Dean Martin Celebrity Roasts. This was put up by Time Life. This was a box set that has been released and re-released several times over the years. And starting with VHS back in the, I believe it was the 80s. And back then on VHS, their big selling point was if you ordered through Time Life, they would send you a free Frank Sinatra roast, and that was the big selling point for this box set, which is ironic because, you know, looking at this set now, you don't even see Sinatra on the front. Of course, you have legends. You got Jimmy Stewart, Johnny Carson, Lucille Ball, Bob Hope, Reagan, Jackie Gleason, Jack Benny, Betty White, Don Rickles, Kirk Douglas. I mean, you got all these legends and not Sinatra anywhere to be found on here. I flipped through this booklet. It's a pretty decent sized booklet. Sinatra is not in here once, which is very bizarre. But he is on one of the DVDs inside here. There he is in the middle down there. And it's funny how a couple of decades changed things, because Sinatra was the big selling point for this box set back in the day. If you haven't had a chance to watch any of these, I think you can watch some of these on YouTube here. But there's been so many different DVD box sets over the years. I think you can get these pretty cheap nowadays. And this is a really nice set right here. Not only does it have some of the roasts, or most, if not all the roasts here. There's a couple of fat packs, some skinny packs. But you also get a bonus DVD with bonus features. And then you get the best of the Dean Martin Variety Show. And I think that's it. There's just like a little kind of a step in the bottom of the box down there to kind of even everything out. But this is a really nice box set, and I do recommend you guys check this out. Even if you want to just watch those for free here on YouTube, they're definitely worth a watch. And this set was released in 2014 by Star Vista Entertainment in conjunction with Time Life. So let's move on to the big crown jewel in my collection. This is what I call the briefcase collection, put up by Reprise. I believe this came out in 1995, and it was limited to 20,000, and I got number 6,602 on that brass plate. And it's a really nice very well put together box set. Comes with a little latch here on the front. There's a little info card that came with this. And it is the complete reprise recordings from 1960 to 1988. And they were put in chronological order. There's over 452 songs in this box set, over 24 hours of music in a 20 CD set. 70 of these songs have never been available on CD in the US, and 18 of the songs here have never before been released ever. There's also a 96-page hardcover book with liner notes, interviews, and photographs. And it comes with a deluxe brass-bound trunk-style carrying case. And there it says it was limited to 20,000, and this is long, sold out of print. And these are very, very pricey nowadays. But up here, up top, there's a couple of straps that snap in, and there's a book, hardbound book. We'll flip through that really quick. I'll just kind of do a quick flip through. Some nice still photos. You can see an aged Frank. You know, at one time he was probably one of the most sought after acts in the history of music, Las Vegas, anywhere. And I watched a very sad and touching interview. I believe it was, if you search it out here on YouTube, I believe it was titled Sinatra's Last Interview, and it was with Larry King. And I believe it was a couple years before he passed away. And in that interview, he was talking about how nobody would call him anymore to do gigs, and he was talking about how his biggest fear, even when he was at his A game, when he was hardly, nobody could touch him at his A game. He still had fears of hitting sour notes when he walked on the stage. And it's pretty interesting to, see a giant like that, and he had kind of doubts about himself, like we all do about our own selves, I guess. But here are the CDs all housed in here. I'm not going to pull them all out. I think I'll take one out and show you guys what they look like. Just kind of has that Francis Albert Sinatra logo, and this is disc 20. Pull that open without messing it up, and then they each come with like a little liner notes there, and then the disc. Very plain and simple, a nice, beautiful box set. And there you get all of the CDs, and there are all 20 of them. So let me pause it. I'll show you my doll or action figure, whatever you want to call them. I'll show you the poster, and we will wrap this up. So I did show this before recently, I think a couple times now, but like I said, not everybody watches every video, and there's a good chance that whoever watches this Frank Sinatra video may not even be into horror updates, so they may never see that video. So I wanted everything in one video, and here is the doll or figure that was put out in the year 2000 by Mattel, and this is called the Frank Sinatra, the Recording Years, the Timeless Treasures. And it says here at the top, it's the first in the series. You can see how dusty it is at the top up there. And you can see old blue eyes, a very good likeness to Sinatra. He's got his black suit with a blue tie and a dress shirt. He's got his shiny shoes on. And he's got sheet music for I've Got the World on a String. Nice little touch for that. So I'm going to pause it and we'll take a look at the poster. Some of you who have been following my channel for some time may remember that I had this hanging in my garage. And this is the Rat Pack, Dean Martin on the left, Sammy in the middle, and Francis Albert Sinatra on the right. And this was a photo, a very famous photo, from Carnegie Hall in New York from 1961. And this is a really nice piece. I bought this back when Blockbuster was a thing, and I really missed that. But it's a very hard poster board with a black frame. It's beautiful. It's a really nice piece. And they had a whole bunch of stuff like this back in the day. And that was just one of the things that I'm going to miss about Blockbuster. But I think, you know, I cleaned this up a little bit and I kind of gave it a second life. It was a garage poster. Now I'm going to find a place here inside the house for this. Although space is very limited in my small house, I'll have to find a place to put it. But yeah, that's it. I guess I'll do a quick recap. We'll start here with the poster. And I'll show you guys what else I got. It'll be good to hear from you guys. Let me know what I'm missing in my collection that I really, really need to have from Sinatra or Dean Martin or the Rat Pack. So let's take a look at the recap. We got the 3 DVD box set called Frank Sinatra. They were very good years. A couple of CDs. The one on the left there is the very best of. It's a 2-disc set. And the very best of the Rat Pack. Frank Sinatra, the Christmas albums. I think I bought this at FYE for $5 a couple of years ago. Then on Twilight Time, there are a couple Blu-rays here. We got the Detective, Kings Go Forth, and Pal Joey. We have the Dean Martin Complete Collection, including the big seller, which was Frank Sinatra. 2 of his vinyl releases. The one on the left is a 2-record set, Ultimate Sinatra. And this is a re-release, A Swingin' Affair from 1957. The Frank Sinatra doll from Mattel that was put out in the year 2000. And the big box set, the Francis Albert Sinatra briefcase, complete recordings from Reprise Records. I believe this was put out in 1995, limited to 20,000, I'm sorry. So that was it, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you were able to take your mind off of things for a while. If you have any questions or comments, concerns, please feel free to leave a comment below. If you're new to the channel, thank you for checking out my video. Consider subscribing. For Miss Hannah and Miss Heidi, I am Toddy Walnuts. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.